Hey YouTube, it's your girl Sheena with She is Fab and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about plants. I have become a plant mom. I got my first plant back in, I think it was March. So it's been about a good 6 months where I have been able to collect a lot of plants. I have about 50 plus plants right now. My friends joke with me and tease me all the time and say that I live in a jungle, which is fine with me because I absolutely love this goddess jungle energy vibe that I have going on. And it was just a wonderful feeling when I purchased my first couple of plants. It brought me so much peace and serenity. I wanted more of it, so I started purchasing more and more plants. And I absolutely love how my bedroom is so peaceful and serene. I love waking up, looking at these beautiful plants. I talk to them. I do Instagram stories with my plants all the time, and everyone loves it. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'll go ahead and put my Instagram name up at the top. But guys, I wish I had done a little bit more research before I just went out and started buying all these plants. Luckily, I have not killed any plants. Technically, like they've been almost on the verge of dying and I've brought them back, I've resuscitated them. But there are a few things that I kind of had to do a lot of trial and error. I mean, really, I'm still doing a lot of trial and error because I'm no pro, or I didn't study plants in school. I'm a nurse. But I think that I'm doing extremely well. My plants are thriving. I absolutely love being a plant mom. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get into this list because yes, your girl made a list. And let me tell you the things that I wish I had known before I started my plant journey. So if you are interested in this type of content, just keep watching, okay? So these are my plants. I'm also going to show you guys 3 easy care plants at the end of the video, in my opinion, okay? But the first thing that I wish I had known was about how much water a plant really needs and how often you should water a plant. So the first 2 plants I purchased was a snake plant and a Dracaena. And let me tell you, your girl was watering the snake plant and the Dracaena like every 3 days. Like literally I was drowning these plants, okay? The snake plant did not show any signs of being overwatered. However, the Dracaena did. So the Dracaena, the tips of the Dracaena became brown. And I knew that was not normal. So I like to joke around and say that I'm a scientist because I love to do research. So I got on the internet, okay, and I looked it up, and it said it could be one of 2 things. It could either be from overwatering or my tap water had too many chemicals in it. So with that being said, I decided I was going to back off of the watering, or watering it every 3 days. And once I stopped watering the plant every 3 days, I started to notice a difference, I'm sorry. But that also like lit a fire under me because I knew I wanted to get more plants, but I also knew that I needed to learn about these plants that I was bringing into my home, because I didn't want to kill them. Not only would I be wasting money, but I mean, plants are living things. They're living, and I'm a nurse. I'm not into killing nobody or nothing. So that's when I decided to start learning as much as I could about plants. And the first thing that I learned is you should let most plants dry out before watering. Now notice I said most because I do have some plants that do like to be moist. But my snake plant, she loves to be dry, and my Dracaena, they love to be dry. And I was watering these plants every 3 days. Okay, so the first tip is learn what type of watering needs your plant needs. Learn the watering needs of your plant, okay? The second one is the lighting, the indirect, direct, no sunlight, minimum sunlight. Now, most of the plants that I have here, except for my calatheas, I think all of those prefer indirect sunlight. Now, My fiddles, I have them where the sun is beaming down on them and they absolutely love it. Fiddles are very fickle, but my fiddles are thriving. I will insert a picture of them in this video, and I'm just so proud of myself because I've done so well with fiddles, and everyone says that that is one of the hardest plants that they have in their collection. So learn which plants needs a lot of light, indirect light, no light. And my calatheas, like I said, I have them kind of like in a dark corner in my kitchen. There is some form of light because I have the kitchen light and the light from the dining room. However, they thrive most on humidity. So that brings me to my third point. Learn the needs of your plants. A lot of my plants love humidity, but the calatheas need it to thrive. And around this time, this is when I started watching a lot of YouTube videos. My favorite two YouTubers to watch when it comes to plants and plant care is Harley G and Plantarina. I've learned so much from those women. They are so awesome. But yeah, not every plant needs a whole lot of sun to thrive. And the calatheas actually need, or they want, more humidity in order for them to thrive. And luckily, I live here in Houston. It's very humid, so I have not had to purchase a humidifier, but they are in my kitchen, and they where I cook, and you know, there's lots of steam. I live on the 3rd floor, and they're thriving. So I don't know if I'll have to purchase a humidifier in the fall and in the winter because, you know, it's not as humid. But here in Houston, at least 9 months out of the year, there's a lot of humidity. So my calatheas are doing great. So not only learn the watering needs, the sun needs, but just the basic care needs of your plants. I also learned that you should not, or it's best to not repot a plant immediately once you bring it home. And that's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because when you take a plant from wherever you purchase it from, they need to acclimate to their space. Taking them from the nursery or getting them in the mail or however you're getting them, plants go through a lot of shock. So when you remove them from their home, which is their pot, they tend to go into shock. And then you also have to make sure that you are not putting them in a pot that's not too big for the roots to like if the pot is too big, then it will not grow because there's just, you know, the roots need to be tight. Okay, I think that's making sense. So make sure that if you are going from a 6-inch pot, if they've outgrown the 6-inch, then you should probably only go up to like an 8-inch pot. So you're not supposed to repot them immediately. You also have to look at pot size, and then you also have to look at whether or not the pots have drainage holes. And see, that was an issue with me overwatering the pots because, overwatering my plants because they weren't in pots with drainage holes. So the water was just sitting in the pot. So all of my plants, except for the first 2 that I bought that were like my guinea pigs, the rest of my plants are in their nursery pots, and they will remain in their nursery pots because according to Plantarina, you should only repot for 2 reasons, or at 2 times. When, of course, the plant has outgrown the nursery pot and you can see the roots coming out of the bottom, or when it is planting season, which is in the spring. So since I've purchased all of my plants in the spring and in the summer, I will not start repotting unless I absolutely, like, there's one plant I do need to repot because I do think I overwatered her. But other than that, everybody else will not get repotted unless they need it or for next spring. And then I really think that's it. I do think I also had to learn by trial and error about rotating plants. And I rotate them probably maybe every 5 to 6 days. And that's just turning the plant around, turning the other side of the plant towards the sun, because the plant tends to pull towards the sunlight, and so you can get like a lean in some of your plants. Like right now, my fiddle, she's kind of leaning, and she could be leaning because she has a lot of leaves, and she has 2 new leaves that just sprouted. but she's also pulling towards the sun. So if your plant is pulling more towards the sun, then it's time to rotate her. So I do think that those are my top tips. Like I said, I did a lot of research on the internet and YouTube. I still watch plant videos because, guys, I am absolutely obsessed with my plants and I love them so much. So here are, look, and let me show you this. I also bought this to help me not overwater, and I will link this in the description box. So I just got this off of Amazon, and you just stick this in the soil, and then that little lever there will tell you whether or not you need to water. So right now it says it's on dry, but you know, it's not in a plant. But if you put it in a plant, it should move around and tell you whether or not it needs to be watered, right? So my top 3 plants for easy care are a snake plant, a pothos, and a ZZ, okay? So here is a snake plant, and I got this from Trader Joe's. She has grown so much. This is actually a new baby coming up. But these plants here do not require a whole lot of sunlight. Now, I do have mine in indirect sunlight, and to me, they seem to thrive better if they are in sunlight. But you go places and you see these type of plants in offices, you know, they just don't need a lot of sunlight to live. But in order for them to thrive, I think sunlight is best. And then the watering needs are just very basic. The snake plant likes to be dried out. So I think I just watered her, so I'll give you guys a demonstration. So see, the meter is almost to dry, and I would probably wait and let it get like bone dry before I water this baby. So the snake plant is a very easy care plant in my opinion, okay? And so the next one is, this is a Jade Pothos, and I actually got this from Kroger, and she's actually trailing down. She is so gorgeous and full. I actually purchased her. She was very full when I bought her, but she was kind of like this. So all of this is new growth, all of the hanging, the trailing down, and her leaves are so gorgeous. So let's see if I'm just doing this for the video because I did water my plants. Most of them were watered on Tuesday. So as you can see, she does not need water. So this plant here is another very forgiving plant. If you forget to water her, they won't die, you know, immediately like some of these other high maintenance plants that I have. And then the leaves will start to kind of like curl when they need water. But this is also a very good plant to propagate from. Y'all, propagate. Y'all hear me using these big terms? But anyway, so pothos, she's very pretty and full. So when I got her, she was a baby. And look at her. The pothos is another plant they say, you know, you can do her minimum light. But again, I keep all of my plants in the sun except for my calatheas. So let's see. She may need to be watered because I think it's been a minute before I watered her, because ZZ, like the snake plant, they love to dry. Oh, not quite. See, y'all see that? Not quite. She's dry, but she ain't bone dry. So the leaves on this baby is just, man, the ZZ, the Monstera, and the Fiddle are my absolute favorite plants. She is so gorgeous. I'm gonna buy another ZZ, probably one that's bigger than this so I can keep it in the living room. But yeah, this is also a plant that has very low light maintenance. Keep it, you know, she doesn't need a whole lot of sunlight to thrive. However, I keep all of mine in the sun because, you know, plants like sun in my opinion, and she is just doing fabulous. So guys, this video is long enough. I'm already at 15 minutes. So if you enjoyed my content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it. And I really do appreciate you guys listening to me ramble about my plants. And I know this channel is not really a plant channel, but if y'all want more plant videos from me, let me know down in the comments. I'm really thinking about doing a plant tour. I mean, I have some pretty basic plants. I think, I mean, if you go and look at plant videos, like, they can get real exotic, but I am so proud of my little plant jungle I have going on here, and I don't mind showing you guys. So let me know down in the comments if you want a tour, and I will do that for you guys. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and have a fantastic day. Bye.